Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Matthew 5:8. Well, hello, my friends. It's time for another Monday devotion. And this time we're looking at this particular one of the Beatitudes. We have been working our way down through. And here Jesus says that we are blessed, that we receive God's favor when we are pure in heart. Now, the heart would be the center of our being. And in the Old Testament, it was understood very well that the human heart, when separated from God, would ultimately fall into evil. The human heart is evil and unclean. But it was also understood that when we allow God into our hearts through his sanctifying work, he can cleanse our hearts and he can purify us. And so in the Old Testament, there were a number of laws around cleanliness or purity laws. And so, for instance, there's a set of laws around food, what they were allowed to eat and what they were not allowed to eat. There were laws around actions, like things they were not supposed to do. Like if you were around a dead body, then you would be unclean or impure, and various other things of that nature. And then there was a set of laws that had to do with how do you purify or cleanse yourself. And so a lot of that had to do with animal sacrifices. And so the blood of the animal was seen as a cleansing or purifying agent. Actually, they understood that the life of the animal was in the blood. And so the sacrificing of the animal was the taking of the animal's life, and the blood that was sprinkled showed that that animal substituted for us and was a temporary way of purifying or cleansing of our hearts. However, the problem with all of that Old Testament stuff is it's all external. It's all about what's outside of us and trying to cleanse us from the outside in, as it were. What Jesus is saying here is that God will come in and that we receive his blessing when we allow him to purify us from the inside out. And so blessed are the pure in heart. The idea of pure in heart is just lands on this idea of being devoted to God in every aspect of our life. Somebody who is pure in heart is devoted to God and following God in every aspect, in our thinking and in our actions and in our words. We are devoted to God in every way. And when we are pure in heart in that way, then Jesus says we shall get the desire of those hearts, which is to see God himself. And so this morning, I want to encourage you and even challenge you to look at all the ways of your life and think, am I devoted to God? Am I devoted to following God's directives and God's ways in everything I do? So in my work life, do I follow God there? In my home life, do I put God's commands and teachings into actions? In dealing with my neighbors, do I put his word first and act in a way that is consistent with that? In my thinking, in what I allow to go on inside here, do I allow the Holy Spirit to cleanse my thoughts, or do I dwell on things that are lies and things that are unclean? In my relationships with other people, start with my family, with my parents, with my spouses, with my siblings, with my neighbors, with my friends. Do the words that come out of my mouth and my actions in those relationships, are they pleasing to God? Do I allow him to drive us in our thinking, in our actions, in our way of handling circumstances? All of these things are part of what it takes to be pure in heart. And so my challenge to you is to examine your life. And when you find an area in your life where you have not allowed yourself to to put God first, then I pray that you will surrender that aspect of your life to Him. My friends, may you have a blessed day.